Turning now to reaction from Idaho's congressional delegation. Joey Prechtel joins us live tonight with their reaction to the biggest spending bill in American history. Joey?
Yeah, Mark, and this is officially passed both chambers of Congress, with the Senate just passing this just within the last half hour. The final vote ended up being 92-6. Now, this bill had support from all of Idaho's congressional delegation, was able to catch up with Representative Russ Fulcher right after he voted for this bill, and he told me why he supported it. Bottom line for him is he felt the government had an obligation to help people since it was the government that mandated lockdowns. He said this bill had a lot of good in it, but it also had a lot of bad in it. He said some of the good things it contained were bills to help Idaho with energy, geothermal, as well as aquifer recharge. He also said there was a lot of positive use for the $300 unemployment benefits. But one thing he didn't like is how the $600 stimulus checks will be sent out to millions of Americans.
It was administered poorly, I think. There's no reason that my staff, for example, should be getting those checks. They never got interrupted with their pay. They never had any kind of a downsizing, and those are being administered across the board. And so that's one of the things I didn't like about it.
We also caught up with Idaho Senator Jim Risch about the bill. He said this bill is a lot more targeted than the last stimulus bill passed in the spring. Risch says this bill will really help out small businesses that are struggling.
The idea is to keep them alive. Look, help's on the way. The cavalry's coming. This vaccine situation was way beyond people's wildest expectations. Into the mid-spring, this thing's going to be well on the way to retreat.
Now, the bill did pass the House by a wide margin earlier tonight. The final vote ended up being 359 for and then 53 against. Now, Idahoans who qualify for that $600 stimulus check can expect to see that soon, maybe even as soon as next week. You qualify for that if you make under $75,000 a year. Couples who make under $150,000 can receive up to $1,200 and then get $600 extra for each dependent they've claimed. Mark, back to you.
All right, Joey, we're going to continue to unpack this. The other members of Idaho's delegation are also in favor. Let's start with Idaho's senior Senator Mike Preco. He said, quote, "The COVID-19 pandemic has wreaked havoc across our nation for many months. The relief package we passed today may not include a perfect wish list of items for either side of the political spectrum, but it does what I said needed to happen all along. It takes meaningful, bipartisan, and targeted steps towards providing relief for those most negatively impacted by this terrible virus." Congressman Mike Simpson also responded tonight in favor of the bill, in part saying this bill builds on the extraordinary success of Operation Warp Speed to help get vaccines to all Americans, provides stimulus checks to individuals and families, and enhances the Paycheck Protection Program to help Idaho's many small businesses. Both houses approved $1.4 trillion in federal spending and got that done again just before the midnight Eastern deadline. The two bills now head to President Trump's desk for his signature.